But that's good. That's good. I've always had a vision. I went to Italy foreign exchange program when I was in Dunbar in 8th grade.
Okay.
I
Wow.
always wanted to take my wife over there because
Wow.
it looks different, and you're treated different. But I think it's for like couples like that. Florence, Venice, it's just a whole different vibe,
Okay.
especially to get away, but really get away, go on the other side. So,
Hmm.
I pray that you guys will get that. And the reason I said it because you never know who's watching. You know, Reverend Jones from Appomattox, he had said one thing I'll never forget. He said, "There's someone watching you that can do more for you than you can do for
Wow.
yourself."
Wow.
Until we put it out there,
Yeah.
who
Well,
knows?
y'all heard it here.
Yeah. So I definitely want to get you guys back for part two. I don't want to hold you because I can talk all night. You call my wife and tell you. Um, but favorite date night spot. If you had to pick a spot, what is y'all's favorite date? It might be different spots for each of you guys. But what is your favorite date night?
Honestly, again, we are so simple.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite date night is a couple of things. He told you, like we sit in the car sometimes, we talk for hours. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
hours. And just a quiet dinner at home, movie at home. I'm a homebody.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, and I say the same thing for
Same
me. Yeah,
thing.
same for me.
Okay. Yeah. So at this point of the show, I always like to try to motivate and inspire, especially for those that may be going through, maybe thinking about taking their own life, or they just think, you know, they can't go forward in life. So if you could look to your camera and just give them a reason on why they should go forward.
I would say the first and foremost, what you going through, your feelings are valid, but I would say recognize that you have value. Um, God created you, so you have value. Um, Even though what you're going through is difficult, nothing that you are going through is worth taking your life over. And if I could give you some tough love, I would say this: because you're still here, because you're still surviving, because you're still kicking, because you haven't done the unthinkable, it's not that bad. God still has you here for a purpose. Still has you here for a reason, and God has work for you to do. And remember, you have value, and nothing that you go through is worth ending it all over.
I would just like to say, keep your head up. I also would like to let you know that you are not alone. Um, Whatever you're going through is temporary, it won't last forever. And I would just say not to suffer in silence. Please find someone that you trust, that you connect with, to get advice, to get counseling, to get help. Just don't hold in whatever it is that you're going through because sometimes that could make things worse. The enemy likes to isolate us. So please do not suffer in silence. You're not a failure. Um, it's going to be okay.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys on behalf of me. I am Teflon John Brand. We appreciate you guys coming through, blessing us, being
Absolutely.
vulnerable, being transparent with with your vision of marriage and with your story. And and as I say, guys, marriage is a beautiful thing. So don't be afraid. But it's a trust walk. Sometimes you're
Mm.
walking blind in it. It's not perfect. You may try to do what your grandparents did. You may try to do with your parents did, but it may not work for you. So it's like the law of individual difference, right?
Hmm.
You have to figure out what works for your union. And like Keela and Corey said, you got to keep Jesus at the center. You got to keep God in it and be faithful because there's going to come times where you can't fix it, right? It's like you have that car, you can't fix it. Sometimes you got to take it back to the dealer, the manufacturer, and sometimes you got to go to God because He made you to you in His uniquely ways, and that brings you two together as one. So that's the episode. They already said they'll come back to do a part two. I'm gonna hold them to it. So as I always say, one love, but it's your choice to be blessed. Hey, what's up? It's your boy Teflon John, and I would like to personally thank you for listening to this episode of the Art of Reinvention Podcast Show. Follow us on social media on TikTok at the Reinvention Podcast, YouTube at the Art of Reinvention Talk Show, and Instagram at the Art of Reinvention Podcast. And you can hit us up at www.teflonjohn.com. That's John spelled John for all motivational content in Teflon Radio. And again, as I always say, one love, but it's your choice to be blessed.